Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee. And I've got 10 pounds of chicken breast. Beautiful chicken breast from my local butcher. And I'm putting up some freezer meals with that. We're going to do probably 4 of them. We're going to do a BBq chicken freezer meal. We're going to do Italian and my family's favorite, which is honey mustard. We're going to do that. And we're also going to do some chicken stew. So right now, all I'm doing, friends, these are organic beans that I got at Meyer, or excuse me, Pineview. So I'm just cleaning them. We're going to get them washed. I'm going to get all these vegetables for the stew put together in one big bowl. And we all know how to chop vegetables. You see me do that many times. So we're just going to get this done, and then we'll be able to put this together rather quick. My daughter's daycare, she's getting ready to open it up, and I told you that I would be making a lot of freezer meals for her so that, you know, those babies will eat good, healthy, homemade meals. Nothing processed, nothing, no, I don't want to say that because, I don't make my homemade barbecue sauce. I don't make my Italian dressing. I don't have my honey, but you know what? As homemade as we're going to get it. And it'll be healthy. And I'm sure their parents will love that. Okay, we got a nice pile of beans there. All right, now these veggies are gonna be strictly for the stew. I've got a bunch of onions on the other side of me. And we're going to cut them up because I do want a few onions in the other chicken freezer meals. I think that I am going to cut all these carrots off. We're going to use them all. We're going to save this bag because it only had carrots in it. It didn't have meat. I don't save my bags if they have meat. It would probably help a lot, friends, if I was prepared today, but it's like I got 101 things on my mind, and I'm trying to do stuff fast for the next week, next 2 weeks. We got our Kaleva days coming up, and we are donating all the garlic cheesy bread for the spaghetti dinner they're having. That was going to raise money for our local community center. So we got that coming up. Then we got a party to go to, a hog roast. Oh, that's gonna be fun. So in the meantime, I'm still doing my market stand, our pizzas, and times are just busy. So this is gonna be perfect too, friends, because you can take these meals and you can either throw them in the crock pot, you could put them in your oven, you could put them out on the grill, with the exception of the chicken stew. I could put that in my outdoor oven. Or you could put it in your oven inside. Or your Instant Pot. You're not married strictly to the crock pot with these recipes. Chickens are going to love this. All these scraps. Now, these need to be washed. And we're going to do that in just a minute. This needs to be washed. We're going to cut this right now. Them boogers are hard to get off there. Okay. That's going to get washed. That's going to get washed. Okay, we're just going to let those drain in there until I get my onions all cut. Oh, I got a fan. I'll turn that on. Ooh, that's strong. So what we'll do here, we'll put some onions in there. I'm going going to put a red one in there for our stew. I'm going to put one more in there. Alright, these ones we're just going to slice up for our other meals. Okay, so with the exception of needing to go out into my freezer and get my frozen potatoes for our stew, and I need to get some celery out of my freezer, and that'll be it. We're also going to use these tomatoes because those will be good in there too. Not that one. Those were tomatoes that I cut up for our pizzas, but they're like the big slicing tomatoes and they were just too wet for pizza. So we'll use them in our stew. Okay, remember the potatoes we froze. That's what they're back in January. Those are nice. And I've got some more peppers because I know one isn't going to be enough. I got that. Let's see if I can bang these. Usually you just give them a good bang and they come apart. There we go. I think I may need a bigger bowl. Okay, I put that bag of diced peppers in there. So I'm not going to need my other pepper that I cut up. I'll just finish slicing that up and I'll use that for pizzas. That'll be wonderful. Alright, I'm just going to get these carrots cut up and then we can get this all put together. And your family is going to love this. Okay, we got that done. You know what, friends? I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. I might. You never can do anything in small amounts, can you? Ha! No. When you start out with a small pot of soup, you wind up with enough to feed an army. It just never fails. But what's nice about this is it's all gonna go in the freezer, so nothing is gonna go to waste. So it's time to get the Big Daddy bowl. Okay, friends, here we go. Beautiful. We get all that put in here. I'm going to use all these potatoes in here. These have been blanched and frozen. They're beautiful. So we put all that in here. Instead of regular potatoes, you know, when I'm using, you could use sweet potatoes in here, and they'd be wonderful too. All right, now we're gonna season this. I'm not gonna season each bag. I'm gonna season this big bowl, okay? When I do mine, I use rosemary because it's divine. I use a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. Okay, I usually just eyeball it. But I use rosemary and I use thyme, and you do got to be careful with the thyme because, yeah, it is rather pungent. That'd be good. And then I'm going to use a little bit of cumin, and I love that stuff. I'll use the other end of the... Same thing with cumin. It can be a little pungent, so we won't be using all that. And we're going to do salt and pepper. There's some pepper, quite a bit. we go. All right, now we'll mix this up. That smells wonderful. See that? Get that all mixed up in there. That way everything is seasoned and it's all spread evenly through. We're going to set this aside. Okay, we're going to put these in gallon freezer bags. All right, I've got 3 of them. I need to pick up some more. They do last quite a bit. They do last good too. I love these things. I broke one though. These are perfect when you're putting this all together. Okay. I know I got an extra one if I need it. Okay, we're going to start filling these up. Looks like all we're going to need is 3 of them. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I can put a little bit more each one. I can finish them off with what's left in there. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, we're going to put this one, part of it into there, and the other part into here. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we got these filled up, we're just going to set this stuff aside. And we're going to put these right up here. Perfect. Then you'll see the size. These are some huge chicken breasts I got. This one is fairly small. That one's got just a little bit of fat on it. And I'm going to leave that little bit of fat on there. I'm sure some of them will need to, oh, maybe not. Let me take that off. We'll take this off. The chickens will eat all that. And believe me, they'll love that. We're just going to start cutting this up. Nice bite-sized pieces. Packing it in our bags. Okay. I think this is going to be perfect. Let as much of the air out as you can. And take a look, friends. Isn't that beautiful? What a nice chicken stew. All right, we'll get the rest of these done. Look at that big breast. That thing's like enormous. That's too much fat for me right there. I don't mind a little bit, but I don't want a whole lot. A little bit will help flavor, but too much is just not good. Now, I'm quite sure that those her daycare children are going to love this. All right. This one is done. more yet. So we'll just do this whole breast for him. Okay, now we got it. Let as much air out as you can. That one is done too. Beautiful. I'm gonna wash my hands, clean up this chicken mess, and we'll move on to the next after we get these labeled and dated. Okay, now with this chicken stew, you can cook this in your crock pot, your instant pot. You could cook it in the oven. You could cook it on a kettle on the stove. It doesn't matter, however you want to cook it. What I do with mine, and I'll put it in the description box along with the recipe. Mine's all seasoned, so I don't have to season it no more. But I put it in my crock pot, and I put about a couple cups of, depending on how much I have, how much stew I have, I'll put a couple cups of chicken broth in there. And I'll turn it on low, or I'll keep it in the oven for a while. It doesn't matter. But I'll turn it on low if it's in a crock pot for about 6 hours. I want that chicken and everything to be good and done, so 6 to 8 hours. Well, when it's just about done, I'll go ahead and I'll put a little bit, maybe a cup or so of heavy cream in there. And then I'll also make a cornstarch slurry, and I'll thicken it up a little bit with that, and then let it cook till it's nice and thick and beautiful. And that's how I make my chicken stew. This stuff is a beautiful addition to your freezer, friends. Okay, we're gonna get this in the freezer, and we're gonna move on to our next recipes. Okay, if you don't have these, I get these from Amazon. There's a link in my description box to them. They're wonderful. I love them. And I am going to need to get myself some more. I do a lot of freezer meals, and these have lasted me well over a year. So I'm pleased with them. All right, so with this, we are going to put our chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast. You could use legs, you could use thighs, you could use turkey. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to put these, divide these up amongst these bags. Okay? Now I'm going to need to cut that in half. I can cut this in half. There. This one's going to go in there. Beautiful. Okay, no dirty hands. Okay, so for the first one here, we're going to do barbecue. And this one will be good on the grill. So all we do with this is I'm going to put a little salt and pepper in there. And I'm going to do, there's a half cup. I'm going to do 1 good cup of your favorite barbecue sauce. Now, of course, I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's, because I love that. I don't think I've met a person that doesn't like Sweet Baby Ray's. It's good stuff. Okay, friends. This is wonderful. I don't necessarily want the air out of this bag right now because I'm going to mix this all up. This stuff will be wonderful. This will be good cooked out on the grill. Oh my goodness, would that be wonderful. Served with some veggies and rice. Or corn on the cob. Oh, yum. Okay, that one's ready. Now we can let some of that air out. Okay. That can sit right there. All right, our next one. We're also going to do a little bit of salt and pepper. And we're going to do about half of this bottle. There we go. All right, and that's it. That's all that goes in here. And let me tell you, this stuff is wonderful. I love to take the chicken that's been in that's marinated in the Italian seasoning, and I love to make stir fry with it. It's wonderful. We can let most of the air out of this one. You know, these go in the freezer, and then when you thaw them out in your fridge overnight, once they're thawed out, they marinate. It's wonderful. Ah, we got racers going down the road. Okay, so we got that. Now, the next one we're going to do is honey mustard. So we're going to put a little bit of salt in there. We're going to put pepper in there. I have to open them back up. I forgot my onions. We're going to put onions in here too. I need to open these back up and put these onions in here. Those are wonderful. Even the barbecue. Beautiful onions. That's totally optional, but I like the onions. Okay. All right. So we're going to get these little scragglies out of here, and they can go right in there. I'm going to put a few pieces of garlic in here. About 3 cloves. I'm just going to slice this thin. All right. That was fairly easy. Okay, so go sit there. We're going to do, I got some Dijon mustard here. You're going to want some spicy brown mustard. I can't get that lid off. Yeah. This is stone ground Dijon mustard. This is wonderful stuff. Okay. I'm going to put about a 1/3 cup in there. And then I'm going to spray this a little bit. If I spray it a little bit, that honey will come out nicely. So it's going to be about a 1/3 cup of each. See, that does come out nice. Beautiful. You could put a little bit of red pepper flakes in here. I'm not going to do that. We don't want it that hot. Oh, now we're just going to mix this all around in there. Really good. Get that mixed through so that every bit of that chicken is coated with that. Wow. There we go. All right. That will be good. Okay, let me clean up my mess, and then we'll lay out what we've done today. Okay, now the same will apply to these ones for cooking. You can cook these on the grill, anywhere. In your crock pot, in your Instant Pot, on the grill, and on the stove, in the oven. Anyway, this will be done when when the internal temperature reaches 165. And no sooner. So this is BBq Chicken. And you can also, you don't have to do this with boneless, skinless breast. You can do this with any cut of your chicken. Dark meat, white meat, bone in, boneless, doesn't matter. And this Italian chicken is wonderful to stir fry. And this is honey, mustard, chicken. Oh, and I forgot to date it. 7/24. 7/24. Won't last long enough anyway. Beautiful. Okay. Well, there you have it, friends. We've got all our beautiful chicken. This was 10 pounds of chicken I used, and we've got several meals here. And I mean several. These, the chicken stew, these are going to feed the daycare children. So that's going to be a lot of meals for her. These three are for us. These are for John and I. And we will do chicken stir fry with the Italian chicken, the honey mustard chicken. We're just going to serve that over rice. And this barbecue chicken, we're going to cook that in our outdoor oven, and it'll be wonderful. I will put all the recipes to these in the description box and the directions to cook them. But you all have a wonderful day, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen. I hope you give these a try. It's time to start stocking our freezer. I'll see you in the next video, friends. And as always, thanks for watching.